Dear students, today we will discuss about freezing. It is a cold preservation technique. So today we will move on to the basic principles and different types of freezing. So what is freezing? Freezing is simply a preservation process generally results in a high quality product for consumption. So it is mainly done below the freezing point and causes a proportion of the water in the food to undergo a change in state to form ice crystals. That is, water will be converted to ice crystals, thus reduce the water activity. This reduction of water activity causes reduction of biochemical and enzymatic activity of the microorganisms. So the freezing, that is below 0 degrees Celsius, there will be a significant reduction in growth rates for the microorganisms. That's why we can extend the shelf life of the product due to the reduction in deterioration of the product due to microbial activity. As the temperature is reduced, more and more water is converted into solid state, that is ice crystals. Only less water is available to support the reactions for the microorganisms. So the preservation by freezing can be achieved by the combination of low temperature, that is below freezing point, then reduced water activity due to the ice formation and the high concentration of solutes in the unfrozen water of the food. Then third one is pre-treatment by blanching. So by the combination of these three techniques, we are preserve the food by the process of freezing and we are extending the shelf life. So pre-treatment by blanching, it's important that we already studied that in blanching is done before freezing, before drying and all, and before canning. So pre-treatment by blanching also helps the preservation method by freezing. What's the goal of freezing? It's mainly to prevent the growth of microorganisms or reduce the growth rate of microorganisms and to lower the temperature that enough to slow down the reactions. So every 10 degrees Celsius decrease in temperature halves the reaction rate. Thus, the freezing is to inactivate the living or microorganisms in the food which causes decay and to change the liquid water present in food to ice crystals, thus reduce the water activity. So freezing is a preservation method under the cold preservation techniques. So then what is the difference between chilling and freezing? Chilling is done above the freezing point and freezing is done below the freezing point. And there are mainly three types of bacteria: thermophilic bacteria, mesophilic bacteria and psychophilic bacteria. In freezing, we can control all three types of these microorganisms. But in chilling, some of mesophilic and psychophilic microorganisms can be controlled. And in case of chilling, there is a chance of formation of ice crystals. Ice crystals is lower than that of the freezing. So there are so much difference between chilling and freezing. These are the main points. And the crystallization is more in the freezing than in the chilling. So chilling means mainly in cold storage room and all. That is above freezing point that we already discussed. Then what is the process of freezing? In freezing process, first the heat is removed. That is, sensible heat is removed first. Then the latent heat of crystallization is removed and the formation of ice crystals is happened. So first of all, sensible heat is removed, then the latent heat is removed. That's how the reduction in temperature is happening. Then coming to the storage of frozen foods, the microbial growth is prevented completely while we are storing, and the action of food enzymes and other chemical reactions will be greatly retarded. But when we are removing that storage condition, that may be continue at any temperature. That's why after freezing, the food products may be damaged or deteriorated. So during the storage of frozen foods, that will be safer. We will lower the storage temperature, we will lower the rate of chemical or enzymatic reaction, and it will be safe. But most of them will still continue at any temperature. That's why we have to keep the frozen foods, keep it in the fridge itself or in the freezer itself. Then coming to the flow chart of freezing. First we have to take the fruit or vegetable, then wash, trimming and peeling if required, and slicing and dicing is based on our product if required. Then next step is blanching. Blanching necessary in order to extend the shelf life. It's a pre-treatment in order to reduce the microorganisms, enzymatic actions and all. We already discussed about the advantages of blanching and all. Then after that we can keep it in brine or syrup and then packing. Then we are doing the process of freezing, that is below minus 18 degrees Celsius. Then what are the advantages of freezing? It is a quick process. We can retain the nutritive value, flavor, color and all, retain its freshness of commodity, then no contamination by microbial and no respiration. Then we will get the extended shelf life. The texture also usually better than the other preservation method. So in case of freezing, water is converted to ice crystals, then the solute concentration will be increases and also pH and viscosity all will increases, which reduce the water activity. Thus, the reduce the water available for the growth of microorganisms. Thus, we are quickly processing the food for getting shelf life extension. Then there are also disadvantages of freezing. There is a reduction in vitamin B and C, some antioxidants. Then freezer burn can affect the texture and flavor, that we will discuss later. Then there may be changes in texture, and the freezers are expensive. And frozen foods are not properly packaged, can pick up the smells of other items around it in the freezer. Then electrical outage can mean the disaster to a frozen food plant. And what are the different methods of freezing? Mainly there are two methods, that is sharp freezing or slow freezing, and second one is quick freezing or rapid freezing. So one is slow freezing and one is rapid freezing. So first one is sharp freezing or slow freezing, which consists of placing food in a cold room where we are blowing the cold air between minus 15 to 20, minus 29 degrees Celsius. So name indicate it's a slow freezing. So freezing time required is 3 to 72 hours. That's why the formation of ice crystals are large. That is, they maybe grow in the intercellular spaces. We all know there is a cell, and between the cells there will be intercellular spaces also. So the large ice crystals will be grow in the intercellular spaces and can rupture the cells and all. So the sharp freezing or slow freezing, it is a sharp but it is very slow freezing. There is no process for the mode of air circulation and all. It's a relatively a slow process and used for freezing boxed poultry, fish, packaged meat and some cold packaged fruits and all. And rates of cooling is less than 1 degree Celsius per minute. And the main points are there will be larger ice crystals which may affect the quality, which may affect the texture and all. So this is about slow freezing or sharp freezing. Next one is quick freezing or rapid freezing. Mainly it is more advantageous than the other one because it is very rapid and within 30 minutes or less than that we will get the food, that is quick frozen foods. And in this case the formation of ice crystals will be the smaller in sizes, and both extracellular and intracellular water will be converted to ice crystals. So the texture will be more, and there will be appearance also will be good in case of the rapid freezing or quick freezing. That's why it is more advantageous than the slow freezing or sharp freezing, because the main point is the very small and numerous ice crystals are formed. That's why there is less mechanical destruction for the cells. And shorter period for solidification is required, and there is more prompt prevention of microbial growth, more rapid slowing of enzyme action, and so on. So food quality is also mainly superior to that attained by the slow freezing. And in case of texture, if we, for an example, if we are using ice cream and all, if the ice crystals in the ice creams is large and sharp, means it will not be that much tasty. That's why we are looking for small ice crystals. Here also there will be disadvantages, high investment for the deep freezer and all, then thawing problem in some cases, the need of refrigerated display cabinet and all. Freezer technology at present suitable for upper and middle classes. Then some more disadvantages are there, and small fluctuation in storage temperature also can result in thawing into large lump. Then products are more prone to dehydration because of the large exposed surface. There are different types of freezing: air freezing, indirect freezing, direct contact freezing, and there are new different types, that is fluidized bed freezing, individual quick freezing, etc. So air freezing means mainly sharp freezing and rapid freezing. Indirect freezing, that is food is brought in contact with a cold surface, that is not in direct contact. Plate freezers, we are placing the food between two freezer plates, then air blast freezers. Then direct contact freezing means, example is immersion freezing, that we are immersing the packaged food into a freezing medium and all. That we will, the different types of freezers we will discuss later. So thank you all. Be safe at home. Hope all are safe and fine. Hope all are understood. If you have any doubts, you can ask. Thank you.